Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. We're doing a new moon in Virgo, happening at 11 degrees, star card type energy, combining all the elements of fire, earth, air, and water. A very extra dimensional sign. And this new moon in Virgo is asking you, step one, to hit the thumbs up and a like button as we dive into a little bit of the message of how this particular part of Virgo has a masculine focus, a masculine charge. This particular new moon in Virgo is happening at 11 degrees, and it is the masculine side of Virgo. It's the part of Virgo that wants to get things done, that wants to achieve things. And ultimately what it wants to achieve is a marriage. It wants to get to the place where it can trust, that it feels it can be dependent on another person, specifically on its masculine counterpart, which in this instance is Leo energy. In the sky, the part of the constellation is happening in something called Purva, which means first, the first to arrive, the initiation of any and all relationships, meaning it's a new moon, meaning 6 months from now, at this new moon happening on the 3rd or 4th of September 2024, we have an ability right now to manifest the beginning of a relationship that we are deciding to enter a marriage. And what this marriage looks like from this masculine counterpart is finding a man or a masculine energy that you can trust. And when you find that masculine energy, especially considering that it's the moon, meaning within yourself, the desires you have, the internal dialogue that you experience within your own mind, revealing your desires, revealing your wants of that masculine that you can trust, so that you don't find yourself being codependent with a masculine force or energy or projection outside of yourself. We have the ability to Purva, start this relationship, this friendship, this connection, and Phalguni in order to marriage. This Nakshaktra is called Purva Phalguni. And ultimately, the key thing is with this, Purva Phalguni is ruled by the planet of Venus. And so while this new moon is happening in Virgo in Western astrology, in Vedic, Venus is currently in Virgo still, but the part of Virgo in the sky that it is, Venus in Virgo, is happening in Asta. And Asta is really you gaining consciousness through inspiration. Asta literally means hands. And we know Virgo, part of Mercury, is our hands. But it's the part of Virgo that wants to use the hands controlled by something that is truly inspiring for us to create, to achieve, to accomplish, to make things happen, to bring things into the physical world, to take them from the incorporeal into the physical. And this part of Virgo, I think, is very, very special. Now, the downside is this part of Virgo, when it is not inspired, it gets tremendously depressed because it wants to achieve, it wants to work, it wants to put its mind to action, it wants to assert. And so this is the kind of thing where at the end of the day, like, it has an ability of, it has a certain expertise to obtain this objective, to obtain its desires. But we need to understand what our desire is. And what this new moon, being ruled by that Venus in Virgo energy, is saying, look, our desire right now is to trust our masculine energy, meaning our focus, our direction, the externalization of our feminine energy, right? Like, it all begins from the feminine, in the dark, with the things that we don't see, the things that no one else outside of you knows you're building. No one else outside of you knows what is inspiring you. And as you can start to embrace and accept these inspirations, you leave the place of depression, meaning you are depressing your creative energy, your creative life force, your sexual energy. And you start externalizing, what has been happening through your introspection, through your meditations, okay, through the birthing of a concept, an idea about what you wish to marry, okay, what is the vision you wish to externalize and manifest. And so this Virgo new moon, I think, is really, really special because it's something that actually allows you to start to harvest physical gains, physical manifestations. Whatever is happening in the dark is going to actually be something you can touch with your physical hands, something you can love, something you can enjoy. And again, like I said, it's huge for friendships, marriage, as long as you don't fall into the place of dependence. And this is where this new moon, we might struggle a little bit as a people, as a collective, because the moon is not necessarily where this particular nakshaktra, this part of the sky where Virgo functions at its best. You know, it functions a lot better in Mercury. It functions really well in the sun. It functions really well in Venus. But the moon, it doesn't function so well because it's not really trying to put itself out there. It wants to actually hide. It wants to stay deep within the recesses of your mind. And so this is my warning for you on this new moon. Don't wish for things to happen. If this new moon is something where you're just manifesting, you write something down and you think, okay, boom, you know, life is going to manifest it for me. I'm going to tell you right now, like, you're going to be tremendously disappointed 6 months from now. But if you take that time, you do write that thing down, you do use your hands to actually physically build these things, and you know, take them out of seemingly nowhere, somewhere deep within your soul, and you bring that out and you act on it. This Virgo new moon, all right, will essentially deliver on its promise, right? And so understand right now, you need inspiration in order to achieve that desire. So understand what is inspiring you about this process and what is snatching your inspiration away. You know, these are also things that's very important. Now, also what it wants, this new moon, is for you to make a promise. Because one of the best indicators of how you know you can trust a man is when that man or that masculine energy creates a promise. It says, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be there at 4 a.m. and they're there. It says, I'm going to maintain this agreement, and they do. It says that I'm going to bring milk home, and it's done, right? But when it says that it's going to bring that milk home and you come home and the milk's not there, that woman, that feminine energy within you starts to feel, I can't trust that man. And if she can't trust that man, then she won't open up. She won't allow her manifestations to birth something beautiful, something creative, something worth achieving. Because again, all of this is about really being alert enough to realize that, you know, that promise matters. And if you can be alert, if you could bring light, if you could bring consciousness to what matters, to that feminine that happens internally, that externalization will at the end of the day make you feel alive and feel worthy to continue to bring things into this physical reality and manifest it. It helps you, helps that feminine within you, even me as a male, helps that feminine within me realize that, you know, this guy, Purnell Bobby, he is trustworthy. And if, you know, my feminine knows that I'm trustworthy, that I'm responsible by proving my responsibility and habit to be responsible, to be dependable, it starts to then look at me and go, okay, look, I can open up. Now it starts to feed the bull within me, the bull that decides when I choose a direction and I put a focus and I, you know, allow my intensity to continue to inspire that focus, all right, of mine, then I can just trust it's going to come true. And now it's worth me living. It's a life worth living. And it's a life worth moving away from the more depressive natures of my own creative and sexual energy. And so make sure you keep your promises. This is one of my major themes for you. And understand that whatever you decide to do, you will be an expert at obtaining the objective. You just got to know what that objective is. And that's one of the key themes. And if, you know, my last and final warning before I get into all 12 zodiac signs is that Mercury at the time, which is the pada that this is happening in, with another layer of that Venus energy, is saying Ashlesha, the constellation Ashlesha. And this is about, if you do not control your own inner sexual desires, and they will control you. Okay, they will depress you. They will basically say, look, you're not delivering my promise, so I'm going to let somebody outside of you essentially pin you down, hold you down. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be very suffocating. Ashlesha is a type of sign. It's like when the snake is suffocating you and it's wrapping its entire body around your neck. And that is where what? Your throat chakra is. And where's your throat chakra? Is where you are being truthful, where you're being honest, where you're being guided divinely by something greater than all of your lower urges to use your sexual energy for, you know, a one-night stand, or you know, to show somebody off, you know, look at my body, look at this, look at that, look what I got, you know, look at my ambitions, look at my look at the things that I've achieved. This is the lower frequencies. But you know, this snake wants you to actually unravel your Kundalini energy, and we talked about this. So check my Ashlesha video. It's out there with all 12 signs, because it was preemptively happening maybe about a month or so ahead of time. So let's now get into it. Hopefully you understood. The main thing you need to watch out for is don't make a wish and just wish. Okay, you got to get your hands dirty with this particular new moon. And 6 months from now, I promise you that you will achieve everything that you set out for. So write down your goals and go ahead and work towards it methodically and with power. You know, with the will to power, with assertion, you know, with an excitement to be alive. All right, this is your Astro Shaman, Purnell Bobby, inspiring brilliance, asking you to hit the thumbs up and the likes button with spiritual accountability and occult practices. And we're doing that within our membership. If you're looking for a community where you're practicing spirituality and actually doing breath work and Qigong and other things to help keep you focused along the way, have the habits to keep your mind sane and grounded and your soul fulfilled, this is the time to go ahead and join. Other than that, check out my one-on-one services. You can go get a reading with me at any point in time or work with me on a longer term base. And that looks like doing a Shamanic Rite mentorship where we are accepting people. You know, the wait list just opened up. So let's see what happens next. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. I love you. I'll see you soon. Let's check in the forecast of all 12 signs. Mwah. Aries, right now, the new moon in Virgo wants you to make a promise to yourself and have pride in the way in which you take care of your body. It's saying, look, if you can keep this promise right now and you work towards bringing more alertness and more consciousness to the individual processes that's happening within your stomach, within your small intestines, and how you are digesting your food in order to actually bring yourself back in and actually think clearly from the gut, from your instinctual gut, like a baby, and act and move off of pure instinct, you are going to manifest something that is just like ungodly, unreal, and you're going to have the power and the clarity of mind and the clarity of gut to achieve your desires and all of your objectives. And we know you love to achieve things, Aries. So go ahead, hit the thumbs up and likes button if you agree and resonate with that. We will see you soon. Thank you. If you made it to the end of this, drop a fire sign saying you're burning away all the lack of clarity. Bring it in hot. Taurus, this new moon in Virgo wants you to make a clean and clear promise to yourself to help you support yourself in your mental processes by helping a sibling out in this process or somebody within your family. If you can step outside and make a promise to somebody in your family, as well as simultaneously making a promise to yourself that is evened out, it is balanced, especially with the sibling, at the end of the day, you're going to achieve something that will bring you a tremendous amount of joy, a tremendous amount of abundance, and a tremendous amount of brilliance, a lot of light, a lot of alertness on boom, this is what I need, this is what I'm creating, and this is the area of life right now that I'm encouraged and pouring a lot of pride and dignity into my own intelligence and the things that I'm learning in the process right now. And 6 months from now, whatever you're learning, you're going to actually start to produce in the physical world and reality on this Virgo new moon. If you agree with that and you're full moving forward, drop the bull down in the chat. Let me know you're here and you enjoyed that, Taurus. We'll see you soon. Gemini, this Virgo new moon is asking you to make the promise to achieve the objectives by taking a moment to make sure you pause before you move forward. And then when you do understand very clearly, this is what I'm going to do, through creating and pausing, creating and pausing, creating and pausing, making sure you're taking your time, Gemini, to meditate and act simultaneously back and forth. You're going to be changing a lot of things that were once upon a time stuck, but you're going to be unlocking your innate and hidden abilities and talents, things that have always been waiting for you to make a promise and keep the promise on your imagination and creating from that imaginative space behind the scenes that no one else sees, especially the people from your family's dynamic. If you create from that childlike imagination with a little bit of curiosity and a whole lot of courage, everything's going to turn true, and you're going to realize you're an expert able to achieve all the objectives and goals in a timely and a divine manner. Thank you, Gemini. If you agreed with this, I want you to go ahead and drop a star down in the chat, reminding yourself that you are a star right now in this Virgo new moon transit, and you are definitely taking your innate abilities serious. I love you, Gemini. We'll see you soon. Thumbs up. Cancer, it is time to become very alert and conscious on your physical boundaries and barriers, and how you're going to allow those physical boundaries and barriers to help you achieve new documents that you're creating that are very unique to your own personal identity, a new identity that is emerging right now, but it's coming from a place where you got very fixated on, this is what I know I need, this is what I am ready to attract and magnetize towards me. If you use that magnetism right now, Cancer, you will at the end of the day be creating with a tremendous amount of courage and full of imagination objectives that you were very consciously aware, this is what I want to achieve. So make sure you solidify those things, write them down, use your imagination, and courageously move towards it on this Virgo new moon for the next 6 months, and it will bring you success, the exact success that you say you want and that you want to attract. Cancer, if you agree and you resonate with that, I want you to drop the wave down in the chat, letting us know you're coming in here like a tsunami and you're taking what you know you deserve, and you're doing it with full of instinct and courage. All right, Cancer, drop that wave in the chat, hit the thumbs up and likes button on this Virgo new moon message. We'll see you soon. Love you. Leo, this new moon in Virgo wants you to make some financial commitments and promises. It wants you to put a plan out there, understand the method, and go achieve that through methodical step-by-step processes on here's what my subconscious mind has revealed for me as for the tremendous amount of gracious abundance that's coming to me from the unseen realms. You are taking that unseen and you are making that promise to your literal self, and it will ultimately help you feel worthy, more worthy than you actually understood you were. You are coming into a new understanding of this is me being more than enough. Follow that instinct, embrace this new identity that is forming, and get very fixed and stuck on this is what it's going to take for me to achieve my dreams 6 months from now on this Virgo new moon. If you do that, you stay alert, you stay conscious, I promise you that everything is going to come true that you're dreaming of. Take it from the dream and don't just wish it, act upon it, Leo, with courage, and take that risk and watch you just feel like the king. So drop the crown down in the chat if you understand. Yes, I am the queen, I am the king, and I get what I want, when I want it, how I want it, and I'm willing to work for it diligently and persistently, Leo. You do that and you're going to make a crap ton of money that's going to be sustainable and dependable, Leo. We'll see you soon. Virgo, this new moon happening in your sign is promising you that you're going to be inviting a dependable group of people, connections, friendships that are willing to sponsor not just you, but your literal dreams. And all you have to do is make a promise not to kill yourself, not to undo your habits in a way that at the end of the day, it's like I no longer want to hold on to these self-limiting beliefs and these dynamics that have controlled my literal actions in an unconscious way. There's no more wants you to bring a tremendous amount of alertness on this is what I look to achieve, and these are the types of friendships that I know that my guides have told me that I should feed, and I will feed. And you'll find the dependable friendships, the dependable marriage relationship, the dependable partnerships that you've been dreaming of. So go ahead and let go of the things that don't fit that, and 6 months from now, watch you attract the tribe that's just for you, Virgo. If you agree with that, drop the Virgo down below, reminding you that you're stepping back into your virgin body, who you were at birth, the helper, the lover, and the servant of humanity, and as well as those friendships, but only for the people that deserve it. Virgo, if you agree with that, drop that down in the chat, hit the thumbs up and the likes button on this Virgo new moon. You are the star, baby. Libra, this Virgo new moon wants you to make a tremendous and strong promise to yourself to be emotionally mature and no longer let these emotions of everybody in the world to bleed into your groups, your associations, and your networks in a way that you just start over-serving. You start giving in copious amounts that doesn't allow you to become efficient and effective. It's time to go ahead and balance out the emotions of everybody else outside of you with your career desires. You do this and you make a promise to yourself that this is what I'm going to do, and you maintain and be responsible with that promise, as well as being effectively efficient with your emotional giving, not to give and receive and require affection in return, but to give because you feel pure and balanced within your intentions. Then you will align with the type of people, the tribes, and the connections that are ready to serve you. All right, Libra? So hit the thumbs up and the likes button and drop the scales down below, letting us know and yourself know I'm ready to balance out all this nonsense and bring in tremendous abundance. All right, Libra, we'll see you soon. Scorpio, what is inspiring you to leave your name in history for all of time? And how are you aligning and attaching psychologically with that which you wish to achieve at the highest of all scales that is in a way supporting people outside of yourself, that is serving the people of the lower realms, the lower worlds, people who are asking you to raise their frequency, not by meeting them where they are, but by being your highest self and challenging them to rise. If you can align with that and you set your goals to match that, you at the end of the day will align with this new psychological version of your future self, a self that is way more advanced than who you are today, Scorpio. And that will allow you to be looking sky high and basically pull everyone else up out of the dirt, out of the mud, out of hell itself, not because you're trying to actively help them in an entanglement, but because you're looking so high that your spirit raises their vibrations. And because of that, and if you align with that, you make that promise to yourself, and you get real bullheaded on, I'm just looking up right now. Life is going to then in return supply you with the highest of all gains. But the biggest warning is, don't just wish it, you gotta be it and work for it with your own hands, all right? And then give back with what you earn, and life will then go ahead and be more gracious and pour into you in a way that you didn't even know you wanted yet. So Scorpio, if you agree with that, I want you to drift the ego down in the chat. Let us know you're flying sky high and you're rising above all the noise, and you only listening to God right now. God is the only one that can direct you, Scorpio. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. If you agree, drop the ego in the chat. We'll see you soon, baby girl. And it's Virgo, new moon. Sagittarius, what is your deepest, most innate and private desire? Something that is inspiring you to go ahead and rise above any and all things looking to go ahead and pull you down. Right now, if you can make a promise and a commitment to that inspiration, that thing that makes you want to get up out of bed in the morning, you're going to make the connections and the friendships that are going to help mature you at a deep emotional level, bring you to a certain sense of solidity, and make you feel grounded and founded on something that matters, a purpose that is worth living. Sagittarius, this Virgo new moon wants you to go ahead and do that, and it's promising you that you will have all the expertise and the tools needed to achieve this desire. But you got to get very clean and clear on that desire by taking the time to meditate with yourself and act on it for the next 6 months. Don't wish it, move upon it. That, at the end of the day, leaving the observation space into the action realms will give you that and so much more, Sagittarius. So if you agree and you rock with that, drop the arrow down in the chat. Let us know you're here and you're shooting for that objective and you're staying one-pointed focus on that desire, and you're never going to let it go until you get there. Be intense, be intentional, and be loving within the entire process, Sagittarius. We'll see you soon. Capricorn, this Virgo new moon wants you to leave the codependency behind. At the end of the day, it's saying, look, you have now recognized that you've been entangled in certain situations, but that's not where you were meant to stay and be. It is only there to show you, here's how I want and require and desire to make a promise to myself to no longer give because I think that it's going to return some sense of recognition and raise my reputation as somebody kind, somebody nice, somebody who, no, Capricorn. At the end of the day, it wants you to attract the right partner, to attract the proper business, to attract the right family members who might not be blood, but feel like family, and bring you a certain sense of dependence, what you crave, what you require, by you yourself being responsible to your own masculine energy, your own masculine focus, to understand, here's where I need to make sure in my relationship, draw the line in the sand and decide, I'm going to move forward with strength, and that is going to ultimately attract and reveal the real partner, the type of connections that is worth merging with to become more powerful and strong. But I have to make the promise to leave the codependency behind. If and when you do that, Capricorn, at the end of the day, your objectives will come true. You will have that person that you're ready to marry, and it's going to be better than you could have ever dreamed. Capricorn, if you agree, I want you to drop the mountain. Let us know you're taking this high approach, this beautifully awesome objective view, and you are making that promise to yourself and keeping it. Drop the thumbs up and a like button, Capricorn. We'll see you soon. Virgo new moon, baby. All right, a Cancer. Oh, sugar tits. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, at the end of the day, like, I don't know what's going on with Cancer in your life, but I'm gonna let it rock, because maybe you needed to hear that channel message. Your work, your effort that you put towards your work is asking you to be responsible. It's asking you to make a promise and to be trustworthy with that work. It's saying, look, can you align and be inspired by your desire to connect and to be recognized for something that you're tremendously passionate about and gain that power, gain that status, because you're literally no longer wishing, you're no longer observing, you're officially working towards how am I going to make myself feel happy at a mental level, at a physical level, at a spiritual level, and how can I set the energetic boundaries as well as physical boundaries that I'm in this lane right now, and this lane, anything outside of it, I'm not willing to support it. I'm not willing to give my advancements, my riches, my wealth, my attention, or anything to it. And that will allow you to connect and meet the proper partnerships and gain clients in a one-on-one space that are ready to open themselves up to you because you made a promise to your own masculine energy, and that allows your own feminine energy to trust it and say, ha, I open my legs to you. Go ahead and impregnate me. I'm willing and ready to bring your desires into the physical world. Aquarius, if you agree with that, drop the lightning bolt down in the chat. Let us know. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to get in there hot, quick, and heavy and be inspired by the desire, and ultimately let the inspiration continue to propel me forward towards these grand harvests that I'm ready to accept. I'm just ready to accept it. Drop the thumbs up and the likes button. Aquarius, we'll see you soon, baby, on this Virgo new moon. Love. Pisces, you are the co-star of this new moon in Virgo, and it's asking you to focus on one word: intention, 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 intention. Can and will you be intentional with the promise that you make to yourself to fuel your creative projects and the romance that helps and supports your creative project? Now, you could be in a romance with that project itself, or you could be in a romance with an actual lover or a friend or a family member that you now feel, okay, I'm ready to be dependent with this relationship in an interdependent way and not anything less than interdependence, meaning, boom, I as a feminine energy am ready to go ahead and make a promise and respect my own masculine energy within me to go ahead and externalize my deep desires, to externalize what I know I need to work on and get my hands a little dirty and not just keep wishing where things come into existence that fast because I wished it, but then unwilling to work for it and maintain it and feed it and nurture it. If you can be intentional, 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 and work towards that intention relentlessly, non-stop, that is going to, at the end of the day, make all your dreams, all your hopes, and your expertise to achieve that dream come true without a heartbeat in between. Is going to just like blink, but this time it's going to stay, and that's what you really want, Pisces. So work for it and it will be there. That's my promise to you on this Virgo new moon. If you agree and you resonate with that, I want you to drop the sparkles down in the chat. Let us know. Boom, I'm ready for that magic, baby, and ready to manifest with my intention into this physical world reality to stay and be able to depend on that because I'm being responsible with my own masculine energy as I externalize my feminine dominance. All right, we'll see you soon. Pisces, drop that in the chat. I love you.